everyone. Today you have come to the first lesson of learning economics. So in this chapter we'll discuss about introduction to microeconomics. Before going to the topic, you should know what you mean by economics. Economics is a social science which is concerned with production, distribution and consumption of goods and services. Students, you have opted for economics subject. You should know what is the benefits of economics. Those students who has chosen to study economics not only gain their skills but come with problem solving skills to succeed in this professional world. In this lesson, you will be learning about 4 important definitions of economics. You can even ping me through Facebook, Instagram and even mail us. So we'll learn about 4 important economists and their definitions. Adam Smith, who has given wealth definition representing the classical era, Alfred Marshall's welfare definition representing the neoclassical era, Lionel Robbins' scarcity definition representing the new age, Samuelson's definition who has given about growth representing the modern age. Now we'll be learning the different economists who has given economics definition. Adam Smith, who has given wealth definition, Alfred Marshall's welfare definition, Lionel Robbins' scarcity definition and Paul Samuelson's growth definition. Now first let us discuss Adam Smith. Adam Smith, who has given the wealth definition, has written a book called An Enquiry into Nature and Cause of Wealth of Nation in the year 1776. In his book, he has given the definition for economics as a science of wealth. So in his book, he has given a wide explanation of economics, that he considered that the individual in the society wants to promote or gain. In this process, he is guided and led by an invisible hand. But this was also criticized by Ruskin and Carlyle. Now let's learn a deep study for Adam Smith. Adam Smith was born in the year 1723. He was a Scottish economist, philosopher and author, as well as a moral philosopher. He is a pioneer of political economy during the Scottish Enlightenment. So he is called to be the father of economics and also to be called as father of capitalism. Now in this explanation, his thesis says that the wealth of nation is that our individual needs to fulfill self-interest results in social benefit is what it is known as his invisible hand. This, combined with the division of labor in an economy, results in the web of mutual dependence that promotes stability and prosperity through the market mechanism. Now the next one is Alfred Marshall's welfare definition. In his book Principles of Economics, which was written in the year 1890, he has given the definition for economics. Economics as also called to be political economy, or economics is a study of mankind in ordinary business of life. It examines the part of individual and social action which is the most closely connected with the attainment and the use of immaterial requisites of well-being. It is on one side a study of wealth, and on the other side it is an important study, a part of study of man. So in his theory he explains economics that man promotes primarily welfare and not wealth. Economics is a social science. It studies people in the society who influence one another. But his theory also was criticized as he ignores the amount of money that goes as a reward of services of immaterial services. Now, the welfare definition of economics is an attempt for Alfred Marshall. He is called as a pioneer of neoclassical economist in the field of study. The definition expands the field of economic science to a larger study of humanity. Especially, Marshall's view is that economics studies all the actions that people take in order to achieve economic welfare. Now, this definition enlarged the scope of economic science by emphasizing the study of wealth and humanity together. Now, let's learn about Lionel Robbins, the scarcity definition. Now, in his book, An Essay on the Nature and Significance of Economic Science in the year 1932, in his book he has given the definition: economics is a science which studies human behavior as a relationship between, keep this in your mind, ends and scan means which have alternative uses. 3 points to be remembered: ends, means and alternative uses. Now this can be explained. Ends refers to human wants. Resources or means that go to satisfy unlimited human wants are limited. Or third one is scan means which have alternative uses. The scan means are capable of having alternative uses. But this also was criticized because Robbins did not make any distinction between goods conducive to human welfare and goods that are not. Economics deals not only on microeconomics aspect but deals with macroeconomics. Micro means individual study, macro means as a whole study. And the fourth one, let's discuss about Paul A. Samuelson, who has given the growth definition. In his book, Samuelson has given a definition: the study of how men and society choose or without the use of money to employ scarce productive resources which could have alternative uses to produce various commodities over time and distribute them for consumption now in the future among various people and groups of society. So in his explanation, Samuelson states that the means are scarce in relation to unlimited ends and that such means could be put to alternative uses. His definitions covers various aspects like production, distribution and consumption. Now his theory is also called as modern theory. So it was concluded of all the definitions which is discussed above, growth definition states by Samuelson appears to be most satisfactory. Now why it is? Because the modern definition attributes to the 20th century economist Paul Samuelson builds upon the definition of the past and defines the subject as a social science. According to Samuelson, economics is a study how people and society choose their money to employ productive resources to have alternative uses. So, like Robbins, Samuelson states that the means are scarce in relation to unlimited ends and that means could be put into alternative uses. Now Samuelson's definition is applicable also in barter economies, whereas money was not used. So his definitions covers various aspects like production, distribution and consumption. Samuelson treats economics as a social science, whereas Robbins regards it as signs of individual behavior. So by this we conclude the 4 important economists and their definition for economics. Thank you.